Yeah, we need to do better. We just need to do better. You know, that to lose a business and then sit here and cast aspersions is problematic enough. But where are these coming from? You know, whose interests are really being met here? We have to ask these questions because it's shady. It's just really shady. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of the light and the noise and the people eyeballing me as I'm walking around with the phone out. It's not good on many levels. Again, Oakland has failed as a city to protect businesses and allow rampant vandalism and crime in general. And then we also have the problem of the SF media attacking everybody, whether it's the city, the businesses, or the people themselves. Again, it could be easily pointed as racist and classist because they've got a chip on their own shoulder, and it's quite unfair. I hope Horn gets back going here. I'd love to try it. It's sad when this happens. I have friends with other businesses here in the area. You know, my buddy Al has Soundwave Studios just a block over on Wood Street. You know, and he's seen all the same stuff happening to him, whether it's graffiti vandals, people breaking into cars in the parking lot, trying to break into his building, basically the homeless encampments that have encroached on his own property. You know, it's driving business away over here. And a place like Soundwave, it's been around for, I don't know, since I was a kid. And previously Jackson Street Studios on Jackson Street right by the freeway. He owned those places, and OMC sits on the other side here when that was also an next part of Soundwave. But you know, these businesses are all hurting. You know, there's a few printing businesses over here, and you know, they're constantly on guard. They've got burned out vehicles in front. Hell, I'll show you. You know, you got right here, just encampments. You know, you got busted up vehicles over here. There's glass everywhere. You know, graffiti everywhere. You know, you can't, how do you miss it? Anyways, I'm going to look at some of your questions here. So we need a whole new city government. Question is, will you elect the same? I am not electing the same motherfuckers. Point blank. All of them need to be fired. There's not a damn one of them who will work a foot. It's all become identity politics, crab in the barrel thinking. Everybody wants their own agenda met. Nobody wants to get together and do something together to better everything for everyone. They're like, who's going to pay me off? It's become so corrupt, and it's not a left or right thing. It's just a stupid thing. You know, there are people who should be in office who aren't, and the people who are, who I don't know what they would do in the real world. I'm like, where would these people have a job? You know, just the colossal amount of failing up is astounding to me. How crappy can you be at your job and then still have a job? Not just have a job, move on to a bigger, better position, more power, more money, and more influence. Yeah, that's insanity. And it's not just an Oakland thing or California thing. This is a world thing. There's a lot of it, and I'm hoping people do wake up to the idea that, hey man, we've been burned by this left-right thinking. Maybe we've seen enough of this anarchy. It's anarchy. There is no law. You know, it really feels like you're free to do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt somebody. So if you want to burn something down, go for it, as long as nobody's hurt. You know, you want to steal a car, break some windows, tag some buildings up. You know, you want to, go rob a house. You know, just as long as you don't hurt anybody, you're totally fine. That's a stupid way of thinking, and I think we're going to get to a point where somebody's going to come through and say, hey, I've had enough. I had a moment last week where I had to really catch myself. I was at Starbucks on Embarcadero, and while I'm waiting for my order, I see a guy peeking through windows, and you know what he's doing. He's going from car to car, looking through windows, and I'm like, I snapped a little bit, you know. I fucking had enough, and I yelled at him, and he just kept on doing it, and then I popped my trunk, and I've got a lot of baseball bats in my trunk, because I'm a baseball coach. My kid plays ball. So the other day, I'm not just carrying bats around to hurt people, but I grabbed a bat. I'm like, I don't know if this guy has a gun. I didn't know he was working alone. I laid on my horn. People started coming out of the buildings, but the guy just kept on doing what he wants. It's just like this idea that you can just be a criminal without any repercussions. You know, I wanted to hurt this person. I really did. And then I thought about it. I'm like, what if he shoots me? You know, I got my kid inside here waiting for, to get something to eat. Can't be dead. I'm the only parent. I'm like, okay, it's not worth it. It's not even my stuff that they're looking for, But at the end of the day, I'm like, what happens when he does catch the guy who does have a gun or doesn't give a damn, and we'll go stab him, hit him with a bat, fight him, whatever, and take that chance? What happens when that happens? I'm sure we'll all be going, oh, poor burglar, he got beat up by some guy, some vigilante, and that's how we always end up in this situation. The vigilante is the guy who's the bad guy, and the criminal is made into a victim, and that's really unfortunate, because that's the way we've made this, and we keep making up these excuses of why it's okay to burn down a business, why it's okay to go and loot Walgreens and Target. They're huge corporations. They've done all these terrible things. Yeah, well, you and me are going to pay for it, one way or another. We're going to pay for it. For what? So you can go down to the flea market and buy a tub of Tide? For $3 off? Wow, really great. It would have cost $3 less if you didn't let these bozos come in and steal every day. We've gotten to this point of we're just apathetic to anarchy. And, it's going to fall apart. Either there's a cop is going to just say hell with it, or a citizen's going to say to hell with it. And that day's coming. And the more people talk about it, the more it's fed up, and the more nothing that happens, I feel like that's the way it's going to go. And I don't want to see it that way. I'd rather see actual enforcement of what's out there, and cracking down, because it's only going to be good for us. If you said, hey, crime is going down, people are going to start showing up. Another thing that was happening in San Francisco last week is a lot of the homeless people have been cleaned out for the APEC meeting, and so it was cleaner than normal. And just talking to other people who are like, yeah, this is nice. This is cool. I'll be back. I'm gonna come back next weekend and bring the whole family. Maybe we'll go ice skating at Union Square. Maybe we'll go walk down Market and check out some of the places that are still available. Because San Francisco was a ghost town, unlike me just driving down Broadway, where San Francisco is failing on its main street. Oakland is thriving. We're starting to see new businesses pop up, and things are really starting to happen, and it is looking cleaner and better, and that's a good thing. It can only be a good thing, and hopefully we all get our act together here. Not just looking for the community to do something, but to do something yourself. JFK kept that, the famous quote, ask not what your country, whatever, but you know what I'm talking about. Ask what you can do for your country. not what you're. I'm screwing it up. I'm totally screwing it up. You know, but you know what I mean. It's not up to the government to do everything for us. We have to kind of get together and do some things for ourselves. And that's where I'm going to leave this. Again, you know, hopefully the media in San Francisco will get off its ass and start putting it together that we're all in this together. There's no just a San Francisco and just Oakland. It's like, look, man, we're helping each other out here. So stop lumping us all in together, and you know, stop thinking the worst. This isn't The Sopranos. You know, we're not just burning down restaurants to get out of debt. And at least if that's the case, let's wait for it to get to that point before we sit here and start making stupid assumptions, because we have no idea what happened. We don't know what happened. Who knows? A meteor could have fell from the freaking sky, and there we go. Who knows? Let's wait. Anyways, guys, I've rambled on for too long. It's been 30 minutes. I was only going to go for 10. But prayers up to Matt Horn, and hopefully Horn Barbecue comes back bigger and better than ever.